No. Welcome. Can you hear me? Are we warmed up? Is there a sign-in sheet? Does anybody have anything for me?
If there is, I didn't sign in.
That's okay. The beauty of this room is that this is a safe space. This light is on. Yes, let's turn up the volume. Remember, whenever you close, I know that this is not a class, but I just want to put it out there. Whenever you close, please always close with where they can find you. Why? Because I'm not a walking playbill. And after you do your show, someone's going to walk up and say, oh my God, who was the guy that made the pig sound? Who was the guy that made this sound, that sound? Promote yourself. That's why you're here. I don't care where you are. You never know who walks through the doors. You never know who's here. So that's why I tell you to do that.
You never know who you're standing next to.
Never. And I learned that from that guy, Han Solo. What's his name? The one that played Luke. He scared me. I thought he was stalking me, and he was from Star Wars. I knew him from somewhere.
Mark Hamill?
Yes.
Yeah.
And my kids were screaming and crying. Why didn't you tell us? I was like, bitches, I told you. They told me they would pay me more money if I did this whole routine in Hebrew. I had my daughter speak in Hebrew on the phone, right, record it, and then I was mouthing the words. I was lip-syncing Hebrew. That is so, like, that's as ghetto as you can get, like, not doing the job, you know. I was like, shalom, and I messed up, and they figured it out. They figured it out because somebody called on the phone right in the middle of the thing playing back. Because that's what happens. It's just like what I say. Whenever you have company in the house, that's when roaches come out, right? And when roaches come out in your house, act like you're white and say, crickets. Always say it's a cricket. It's a cricket.
And not to interrupt Sunday, but just make a quick announcement. This thing obviously is head high. So everybody just be careful and watch out for this. If you know, just for your own purposes and for the camera's sake too.
I
Please.
have no idea this person. Yeah, listen to what he said. Because you're going to hit yourself. And he's tall. So who was up? Okay, look, I know what to do. I know what to do. So a few announcements. You know there's an open mic at the Ha Ha. That's Monday, Wednesday, and Friday nights. If you want tickets to the Laugh Factory in Vegas, you can always ask me. It's better you ask me earlier than not because I'm only allotted a few tickets for you guys to get in, which is nice of them to do anything for me anyway since he wouldn't give you the sweat off his own balls. But that's okay. I never said that. But I do want to get started. I really want to start with a different kind of vibe. Because this gentleman that came into this studio has just changed and went from A to Z. He's amazing. I adore him. Let's give it up for the comedy of Eric Q. That's what I'm going to call you now.
Are you serious?
Yes, it's you.
No.
It's you.
No.
Yes.
No.
Oh, it's you.
I can't.
I'm so serious.
I wasn't prepared.
That's why we're here.
This is the whole thing.
Prepared.
You got to be prepared in life. You know, I don't want to set my alarm. Hold on.
Don't worry, I got
Hold on.
you.
This is serious business. This whole laughter thing. You know what I mean? This is serious. People leave. People do. They get dressed. They shower. They go drive. They get babysitters. They go to laugh. They get and they sit in traffic to go laugh. You know what I mean? Like it's a whole thing. It's an event that they go to laugh. I forget to laugh. Do you forget to laugh? I forget to laugh. Life is so serious. You know what I mean? Everything. So traumatizing. Everything that we do, you know? My name, Eric Kwasniak, that's traumatizing. You know what it's like growing up with a fucking Ukrainian last name that nobody could spell? Even after you told them or you knew them for 5 years, they still couldn't spell your fucking name. So I'm Eric Kwasniak, I'm from Philly, and, this is the thing. I just saw this guy on the 101 freeway. Traffic backed up. I thought it was a car accident. He's walking down the highway on the white line. Just walking down in a daze. There's no joke here. It was just very sad. You know, and I called 911 because I call 911 no matter what. You know what I mean? If I see something, I call 9. I'm not waiting for some bitch to call 911. I'm calling 911. You know what I mean? Because just in case nobody else called, I'm going to be the one to report it. You know? Because my father was like that, you know? He was always wandering around the neighborhood, you know, like Charlie Chan, you know, investigating what was going on. You know what I mean? Calling out people for what they were doing. Hey, what are you doing over there? You drinking in the woods? Huh? What are you doing over there? You know, my father's like this tall and everybody was afraid of him. You know what I mean? Because of his mouth. So I have the same mouth. You know what I mean? Which is just, you know. Anyway, I'm from Philly, Philadelphia. Tough town, Philadelphia. Traumatizing to grow up in Philadelphia. You know what I mean? A black and white kid in a white neighborhood, It was just really difficult. South African and Ukrainian. South African and Ukrainian. Okay? There's not one motherfucker in the world besides me and my brothers and sisters that are South African and Ukrainian. Okay? I grew up, I had a decent childhood. I was not, my parents loved us. They cared enough to beat us, okay? They were, my mother, right, she believed in giving us a culture as a kid. We started, as we were little, she'd read us these books to, educate us. I remember One Fish, Two Fish, Red Fish, Stalin. I mean, it was unbelievable, the shit that we would read. So, another joke that damn it, I forgot it. One fish, blue fish, red fish, no, that's not it. Apartheid, okay. Damn it. No, I'm living here in L.A. This is my second time in L.A. First time I lived here I was in my early 20s, and I was a drug addict, big-time drug addict. It was bad. Things were really bad.
Why are you looking at me?
No, I'm not. I heard about the coke vial. Some people are in denial about drugs. You know what I mean? I'm a straight shooter. No, I didn't mean that. But no, it was bad. I mean, I came out to LA to become a successful actor, but I spent more time negotiating crack prices with Rocco behind the fucking dumpster than anything fucking else, okay? Thank God for rehab. I went back to the East Coast. I went to rehab 4 times, nervous breakdown, electric shock treatments, the whole 9 yards. It took a lot of work to get this, what you see, and still insane. You know what I mean? Standing here on stage. But anyway, what else? All right, give me a topic. I don't want to do material. I want to talk.
Okay, so if you want to talk.
Talk. Give me a topic. Anybody.
If you want to talk, you can talk about the relationship you established within that rehab.
The relationship this is the thing. When you grow up, and you don't have a sense of identity. That's what it's all about. I'm talking to all of you, especially the supermodel and the other comedians that are here. You know what I mean? It's about identity. If we don't know who we are, we have a really hard time. You know what I mean? And I'm glad that I left LA when I did, hit my bottom, and went back to the East Coast, because I didn't know who the fuck I was when I came here. So even if somebody gave me success, I would have been dead in front of the fucking Viper Room. Do you know what I mean? Because I wouldn't have known what to do with it, because I was out of control. I had no center. I had no core. And being an addict, it was I'm so thankful that I had a chance to leave LA, spend a number of years working on my shit, go back to school, and then come back to Los Angeles. So, I'm really thankful, to be able to do that, because a lot of people don't have second chances. I turned 50 in October, and I'm really glad that I have a chance to do what I love sober. You know what I mean?
Right?
It's a big deal. It's a big deal. And facing my fears, I didn't know if I wanted to, I had to put this down for a long time because of my ego. Because I wanted to be a star, and that was the only thing that mattered. Get the fuck out of my way. You know what I mean? Get the fuck out of my way. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be a fucking star. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be on fucking General Hospital. I got the best motherfucking mullet on the fucking West Coast, bitch. You know what I mean? Shit, man. You can't find the mousse that I get from my fucking hair. You know what I'm saying? Shit. And I had a fucking Jerry curl that I was trying to put fucking mousse in. Okay? One of the only things about me being black, when I was a kid, was my fucking Jerry curl, okay? And I dripped fucking Jerry curl everywhere I ruined sofas, fucking carpets, you know what I mean? I had kids. just different this time. You know, yeah. What else?
But
So
you're having fun.
I'm having fun. I look forward to coming here. You know what I mean? Because that's the thing about what she does with this space. She makes it a safe space for people, you know, to work out stuff. And I would not be able to do this in many other environments. Just be able to come up and just talk shit and just talk it out. Talk it out. You know what I mean? How much time do I have?
You have 1 minute.
1 minute? Okay.
2 minutes.
2 minutes. Okay.
With your last name in
So-
school, how did they treat you with a last name like that?
What? Insane apartheids? Oh, yeah. The nuns. Oh, shit. Yeah, the nuns were really. Yeah, they were. You know what I mean? It was all about separation from self. You know what I mean? Like, I was, you know, it was all about moving all the kids that had color. They were moved into a separate, removed from the white classroom and I was in the closet most of the time. You know what I mean? You know, I was in the closet for a long time. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure if I'm still really out of the closet, but fuck it now. You know what I mean? I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? I'm not just a bad gay. I'm just really bad. You know what I mean? I'm still living on the down low, you know, in certain ways. And as much as I talk honestly about my stuff, you know what I mean? I'm still living in like, yo, what's up, man? Yeah, she's pretty, you know. Yeah, you know. It's like, no, I like dick. You know what I mean? Like, I just love dick. I wish I didn't have to be gay. I could just love dick. But you know what I mean? I don't want to go through all the routines, you know? The posing and the clubs and the this and the profiles and all that shit. Just give me some good dick. You know what I mean? And I'm saying all this right now on a fucking, that's beaming live somewhere. And so if I was in the closet, fuck it now. You know what I mean? It's all over. Look, I'm not going to play with, I'm not playing with you. This fucking thing. I'm not touching it. I'm not leaning. I'm not doing anything. I'm just talking. I'm present with all of you in the room. You know what I mean? Just have to be so. I have to go to a Pride Fest. Do I have to? Do I have to play gay soccer in order to meet somebody? Give me a fucking break. You know what I mean? I don't like kicking balls. You know what I'm saying? Like, just shut the fuck up. You know, I can't. Simplicity. I just want simplicity. You know what I'm saying? So, anyway, I guess that's it. Thanks.
And where can we find you?
Eric Kwasniak. You can find me on that Instagram page. Kwasniuk, Kwasnjuk. Thank you.
There you go. We're gonna find you some.
Thank you.
We're gonna find you some. Don't you feel better now that you out that closet?
Damn.
Yeah.
Finally.
It's almost
Oh
done.
my God.
Until you have the talent of the one and only Gregory Richardson. Let him hear you.
Yeah.
Hello, thank you guys. Thank you, my name is Gregory Richardson. I don't know if you can tell or not, but I do have a speech impediment. It's very obvious, I think. In high school, I was made fun of my speech impediment, so now I do really fucking good comedy. No, it's true, it's like so good. I mean, you can't understand half of it because of the way I talk. If you can understand the whole thing, he's like Chappelle, except not really. But I feel like I'm happy now. Actually, I was happy the most, I feel like, in lockdown, like, truthfully. I feel like I was the happiest in lockdown, which I feel like the only people that say that are either introverts or, like, Catholic priests who know a kid named Lockdown, you know what I mean? But besides that, I was very happy. Because all I did was I just walked around my house, I just looked at photos of my family, and then I masturbated. Two separate things, by the way. Two separate instances. It's something I wish I could say. You guys ever masturbate so much then you turn into a feminist? You know what I mean? You're like, oh, women should get paid more.
Yes.
I feel like I masturbate actually so much that's the reason why I slouch. And I slouch a lot because I masturbate, and no one masturbates standing up straight. You look like a fucking psychopath. Guys, it's not the same. You look like Anthony Hopkins in Silence of the Lambs. You're just like, I ate his liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti. He came, and then that was also the sound he made in the movie. Okay. I realized this about me. I come like an old man waking up from a nightmare. You know what I mean? Just like... Don't move! The Jews can't get away with this. You guys think John Hancock has a big dick?
Oh no.
No. Okay. Open mic. There's a lot of jokes like kind of like that one. Like I come up with. I don't know if it's whether offensive or it's funny or if it's neither. So here's another one of those jokes. Do you guys think Peter Dinklage, the actor from Game of Thrones, do you think his like nickname in high school was like Peter Dinky Winky? I also can't tell if like a joke like kills or not until I do it. So thank you for knowing that it didn't land. Kind of like Peter Dinklage if he fell off a fucking step. I feel like basketball's gay or baseball's gay. Baseball's gay. I mean, here's like proof as to why I know baseball's gay. Okay, so in high school, I did a lot of like theater and acting and musicals, and in that, you have to do a lot of like makeup and singing and all of that stuff and costumes. And before all of that, I played baseball. So baseball was just like a gateway to my gayness. Do you know what I mean? I mean, I'm not gay, but I fucking sang Wizard of Oz in high school, and before all of that, I played baseball. So I guess I'm waiting. I don't know. I don't know about you, but if you ask me, if I ask you what time it is and you say the military time instead of the actual time, go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. Fuck yourself at fucking 2200 p.m. That's actually 10 p.m. I had to Google that shit. It's so annoying. I had to Google that. It's gay to Google military time. It's also gay to like be into the military. You know what I mean? I mean, you like sign up to go overseas, then you have a long distance girlfriend, but you're like fiddling with another man's rifle. You know? It's weird. Here's your gun. Go fucking bedazzle it. I'll end on this. I'm not political, really. Like, I don't really have a side. And, because I feel like both sides are dumb, honestly. Like, here's, like, proof as to why I know both sides are dumb. So, we are labeled a society, right? And in the society, you're voting to who you think is going to be better, you know, for the future. If it's going to be more intelligent, more advanced, you're voting for that person as a society. But also, as a society, we agreed that the first boy band is Alvin and the Chipmunks. And they're not boys. They're chipmunks. They're chipmunks. Okay, that's my time. Thank you very much. Oh, find me on Instagram, Gregory Richardson 1157.
You got it. You're gonna kill me. I keep calling you Dahmer. What's your real name again?
Me?
Yeah.
Jimmy.
Hey, Jimmy what? D?
Drexler.
Drexler, right?
Yeah.
Alright.
I am that.
You're not gonna stop me, right? I'm kidding. I love this guy. I called him Lucifer from the car. But for you, it's Jimmy
Wow.
Drexler. Yes. How many minutes, Jimmy?
5.
There you go. Give it up for Jimmy
Yay.
Drexler. Woo! The quickest open mic you've ever seen, right? We're done. One more, we're done.
So my girlfriend told me she's allergic to semen. So she's dead. Shot in the face. I've officially nicknamed my dick Alec Baldwin. There's no such thing as too soon. So my girlfriend went into labor last week. So I'm single now. The bun in her oven came out suspiciously well done. So my ex-girlfriend Naomi broke up with me after I met her dad for the first time. It could not have gone worse. Some would say I dropped the ball, but more accurately speaking, I was drunk and dropped her father's urn.
Oh!
I should not have pre-gamed that funeral.
Oh.
So I was a horrible student in school. A horrible student. In high school, just to get a C, my mom had to receive a D I really was a horrible student. I used to cheat on every test. Every single test. Even if I knew the answers. I even cheated on the SAT. I cheated so well on the SAT, I almost got a perfect score. I only missed my name. Kim Lee got 2 perfect scores that year. And her parents were still disappointed. So I don't know if you could tell, but I was, by far, the most popular kid at my high school. I was so popular. I was the only name on that loser's hit list. Talk about an ego stroke, though. Just my name written 500 times in his notebook. It's a good thing I was so cool, though, and skipped class that newsworthy day. Now, some people get uncomfortable at school shooter jokes. They don't think you should joke about school shooters. That's a big no-no to them. But I think school shooter jokes are worth a shot. I'm losing you guys on this school shooter joke, huh? That's fine. So my girlfriend had to go out of town for work for a week. So she asked every single person she knew, didn't leave a stone unturned, before she asked me to watch her dog. Now, you've heard some of my jokes. Would you trust me to watch your dog? So yeah, she was pretty nervous. She could not have made that more clear when she said, "Jimmy, do not lose my dog. If you lose my dog, our relationship is over." Now, I like having sex with her, so I made it my mission not to lose her doggy. Now, I'll never admit this to my girlfriend, but I had some close calls on those first few nights. On the first night, the dog snuck out, but I found him. On the second night, the dog snuck out again, but I found him again. Then on the third night, the dog didn't sneak out. He was too malnourished to go anywhere. So if anyone needs a dog sitter, if you want to know the quickest way to lose a crowd, it's a dead dog joke. But I keep telling them. So my girlfriend told me no more hand jobs. Her excuse? Frostbite. It's a slow burn. So I was flirting with this girl at the bar the other night, and she said, "I talk with the cadence of a serial killer." I didn't know how to respond to the blonde-haired, blue-eyed, 100 to 110-pound woman who reminded me of my mother. So I didn't say a word, not a word, for that entire trial. I let the professionals do their job. Now, some people don't understand my sense of humor, which I get. I'm not for everybody. But there are people who actually think the jokes I joke about, I do in real life. So whenever I make one of my many serial killer jokes, there are people who actually think I'm a serial killer. And I always have to reassure those people, I'm not a serial killer. I'm just a procrastinator. I'll get to it eventually. I know what my brand is. What's my time at?
You're done.
I'm done? All right, cool.
Oh, bring up some help for me. Can you bring up some help for me? Soha? Can you bring him up for me?
Yeah,
just him, no worries.
No worries. Give it up for Sohail.
Thank you. Love that very welcoming intro. I could expect no less from a serial killer. How y'all doing tonight? So, anyone here from LA in particular, or been living in LA for a long time? No? 2 years? Okay. Do you guys smoke weed by chance, or used to smoke weed at all? Any stoners in the crowd? That's fair. Yeah, I'm not from LA, but I've been living in LA now for 5 years, so I've been very, very heavy into smoking. I used to drink, I used to do drugs, but I'm now what they call California sober, which is essentially where I don't drink or do drugs. I just smoke way too much weed. And they don't tell you that one of the side effects of that is that you live in constant paranoia that you've left the oven on. So, I find myself waking up at like 6 a.m., just lifting out of bed like, is it on? I run to the kitchen. I assure myself I'm all good. But, as I said, I'm not from LA, but I've lived here for a while, and what I've discovered as well is that there are people who smoke, but then there's also people who don't smoke, and that's fair. But a lot of the time when you approach them, they'll say, oh, I don't smoke, I'm more of a drinker a lot of the time. And they have to reassure you with that, because there's nothing worse than being straight edge in Los Angeles. So they have to make sure I drink, though. Now, that's fair, but whenever they say that, I'm always inclined to ask, like, oh, so why don't you smoke? They're like, the first time I smoked, got too stoned, and I started thinking of my couch, and I don't know, the time flew by, and I thought my dog was a ferret. It was awful, just awful. I'm like, yeah, that's totally fair. I get that, yeah. And then I'm inclined to ask them right after that, so how was your first time drinking? And they're always ready to be like, they get excited, oh, it was me, 3 of my teenage friends. We had a lukewarm bottle of vodka in my parents' basement. We got so drunk that we all vomited on one another. And my friend drew penises on my face. And I woke up with the worst hangover ever. And I think to myself, oh, okay. And they're like, yeah, it was great. And I just think to myself, where's the disconnect here? How do you wake up from that and think to yourself, let's do that again? But you have a bad moment smoking and you think, that's not for me. I don't know, just an observation I've had. Other than that, I recently came to the realization, if anyone plays video games, that Grand Theft Auto 5 is surprisingly prepared me for Los Angeles way more than I ever expected it to. I mean, the game is astonishingly accurate. The traffic is horrendous in both the game and here, and the drivers are like as if they're controlled by some shitty AI. And on top of that, there's homeless people everywhere you go, which is pretty accurate, I gotta admit. And the thing I found that was the most accurate was that if you play as any character of color in that game and you approach the police, they get real aggressive and they pull their gun out on you. So I thought that was fantastic on Rockstar's part. But yeah, LAPD is just great. I was dating a girl who goes to UCLA Law. She's queer, she's bisexual, and she used to look into queer law, and she used to tell me about things that the LAPD and other police departments used to do to catch gay people. And so back in the 70s and 80s, she told me that the LAPD and other police departments used to drill holes into the ceilings of public bathrooms and put cameras and watch those public bathrooms just in case 2 guys came in for a quickie in a public bathroom. And when she told me that, and she said it was approved and everyone agreed it was a great plan, I thought to myself, isn't that the gayest way to catch gay people ever? I mean, imagine they're all agreeing to sit down and watch hours of footage of guys take poops and pees in a public bathroom with the hopes some guys might be going in for a blowjob. I mean, and this is a public bathroom, so it's heinous. No one has any shame in public bathrooms. So they're watching all this. I can't imagine how it was in Alabama. They're like, this is such a great plan. Maybe we'll put a disco ball and we'll have ourselves a gay orgy in there. It'll be fantastic. God, I hate gay people. So I love watching men. But anyways, thought that was such an ironic thing that they did. But beyond that, I'm originally Arabic. I'm Lebanese, and my family's from Lebanon, from the Middle East. And I just want you guys to know, I don't think you understand how much Osama bin Laden ruined things for brown people. He ruined things for everybody. Let's be honest here. But like, I have just to give you just a little taste. I have a friend. His name's Ryan Bashir. Ryan Bashir is Indian, but he's from the southern part of India. So he's very, he's like a mocha brown, and he's actually Muslim. In the southern tip of India, there's a big Muslim population. And I say he's Muslim, but he eats pork like no one else, drinks like a sailor, and has all the premarital sex on planet Earth. But for the premise of this joke, he's Muslim, all right? But what the funny thing with him is that, we're both in our 20s, so we were not born post 9/11. We were born pre 9/11. But unfortunately, my brown gentleman friend is born on 9/11. So as you can imagine, it's a little difficult going out to bars as a bunch of Arab and brown guys on 9/11, like, yeah, it's a day to celebrate, woo! Just cheersing each other at the bar. Just a lot of people turning heads, a lot of people asking questions at that point. It's not good, So yeah, outside of that, as an Arab person, I don't know. It's I have my things here and there, but that's me going off topic. You guys ever been so embarrassed by a Google search that you did it in incognito mode, or you deleted the browser history afterwards? I'm not talking about like whatever you're thinking of porn-wise. I'm talking about like how to do your taxes. Has a dolphin ever had consensual sex with a person? How to write a check. That one was really embarrassing. I didn't want to have to admit that. I started living in a place where the landlord asked me to write a check. I just couldn't. I was like, yeah, I know how to do that. I'll write it up ASAP, chief. And then I had to look up a YouTube tutorial. Felt very Gen Z at that point. I know. Many of you are cringing. Totally fair. But I don't know what I'm worried about. I think it's my anxiety. It's not like anyone's going to come onto my computer and be like, looky here, trying to determine if H&R Block or TurboTax is better. Okay, what a cringe lord you are. All right, then. Well, we're going to have to write you up for that, but I don't feel like anyone's going to do that, so I don't know why I worry, but I do, so as such is life. I'm clearly killing it right now, so I figured I'd leave it on one note. As I said, I'm Arabic, so my dad is Arabic. He's Lebanese. He's a very Lebanese man. But something that he loves about America, inherently American, is he loves Starbucks. This mega conglomerate coffee franchise that's all over the world. He loves it. Loves it so much, he refuses to use public bathrooms if they're not at Starbucks. It has to be a public bathroom at a Starbucks when he's here. So we were on a road trip, and as we're on that road trip, we stop by Starbucks. He uses the restroom, but he also orders a drink. He orders some coffee. He goes up the counter. He says, hello, I'd like, excuse me. His name is Marwan, if you can imagine him, big pot belly. He's hairy as ever. I mean, his hair grows out when the moon comes out, like a werewolf. He says, hello, I would like one nitro brew with 2 shots of espresso added to the nitro brew, please. And the woman looks at him, and for the first time ever, I've never heard them say this, but she looks at him and she says, oh, sir, I'm so sorry, but I don't think I can actually serve you that much caffeine. That's too much caffeine. And my dad's pretty frustrated this way. He's like, you're telling me I cannot add it to the nitro brew? No, sir, I can't do that. And he's like, okay, I would like 1 nitro brew on its own and 2 espresso shots for my son. And then she's like, really? And I'm like, yeah, I'll have them. Yeah. He's like, okay, sure. She dials it in. He sits down with me. And then he's finally coming up. His name gets called out. He goes up to the counter. He takes his drink. He comes back. He's staring at her in the eyes. He takes the espresso shots. And as he stares her in the eyes, he slowly pours them into the nitro brew. And then he sips his nitro brew and smiles. Now, if that's not the most American thing my Lebanese dad could have done in that moment, I don't know what is. That's pure freedom right there. Just, I don't give a shit. I'm going to do what I want right there. But anyways, thank you guys so much for bearing with me. Y'all have a great rest of your night. You can find me on Instagram at proud_nudist. This is probably needs to be replaced. I put my mouth on it, sorry.
Oh, it's okay. You've done that before.
Yeah, I know.
But it was okay. There's no hair on it. So I am also glad you bring up this next gentleman who has been out for a while, but he's going to talk to us a little bit about what's going on in production. And I'm so proud of him having a new movie out. And I'm going to bring him up, So, come on, Mr. James. Joseph James. Come on. Yeah, come up. Introduce yourself. Yes. Woo. Yes, My Soul to Keep is the name of his movie. Did you go up yet?
No.
He didn't go up yet? Okay, you're going up after Joe James. Come on, Joe. Come on.
Oh, okay. Well, first of all, the movie is not new,
I know.
but because of the. Hey everyone, my name's Joe James, and the movie's not new. Came out in 2019, but because of the pandemic. Okay, fast forward 2021. It's a horror movie. We wanted to do something that we didn't need a star. So we were sitting out on the rooftop in New York City, and we said, let's do a movie with 8 people in the house, and then there's a spell book in the basement, and then they're gonna all run away. Somebody get killed, hit, shots off. So it's on Netflix, Amazon, and Tubi. Tubi is free. You can watch it on Tubi. I was the co-executive producer, and I also did the costume.
Oh, wow. Wow.
So I had 2 jobs. And I came out here to do a test pilot with Soleil Moon Frye from Punky Brewster.
Right.
And I think they rebooted the show. It's called Punky Brewster again. But it's a test pilot, and it's called Imaginary Friends. And it's pretty funny. I like it. It's about adult people who have not gotten rid of their imaginary friend. I know when I was a kid, my imaginary friend was a black G.I. Joe. And I would not leave the house unless my parents put my G.I. Joe in the back of the car. So I can relate to that. So we did a test pilot, and it's going to be at least 18 minutes. And we're going to sell it to Hulu or Amazon or Netflix or whoever like it. Anybody ever watched what is it, Big Mouth on Netflix? Yeah. It's got that tone, because you got a lot of people who are very insecure out there, especially when you go to school. What I do is tell kids that are 10 to 12, look, don't worry about these kids trying to impress them, because 10 years from now, none of these motherfuckers will matter. None of them.
I never heard you curse.
And I forgot Sunda told me earlier today that no cursing is allowed. But motherfucker is not a curse word, it's a cuss word. So I'm Joe James, everybody. Thank you.
That's so great, though. But I did think I heard it. Well, you're going to be in it for a real treat. All right? Because you'll know who's in the house. Roberto Klaus. Let's hear it.
So no pressure. So I was bored the other day and just looking up funny news stories, and then there's this guy in Colorado who's getting sued for the second time. He's a fertility doctor, and apparently he convinced 17 women that the semen that they were using was not his own. He told them it was like some community college kid's semen, and it was his the whole time. And I think about this guy, I just wonder, like, he must have known that at some point, like, they would catch on. They only caught on as fast as they did because he has some hereditary illness, and but can you imagine, like, 17 years from now, this guy's sitting in his office, and like 10 17-year-old kids come in and just say, "Dad?" I swear, these stories you sometimes find. So anyway, this guy is now getting sued for the 3rd time by the state of Florida for copyright infringement because he stole the Floridians Act. Florida man is now pissed. Colorado man is now in the spotlight. It's no longer Joe, Tiger, Exotic, whatever. No, now we're moving that shit out west. A little bit about me. I'm Tracy. So I'm 27, and I'm doing my very best not to get famous. And by the reaction from that last joke, I think it's working so far. But the real reason I don't want to get famous is that I don't want to join the infamous 27 Club. I don't want to end up like all those celebrities who, you know, OD'd, committed suicide, got killed, or died in some freak accident. I don't want that to be me. So I'm going to these open mics, and I'm doing my very best not to embrace these TikTok challenges. I swear to God, these fucking TikTok challenges. The other day, like, there was really people walking on stacked milk crates, pretending like they won't break their necks if this goes wrong. Like, I can just imagine if I were to suddenly get famous, I'd be invited to do one of these things, and I'd have to introduce myself. Hi, guys, this is comedian Roberto Claus, and I'm going to do the ice pick up my butt challenge while I snort fentanyl. And the coroner would have to look at my poor splayed body with a, like, I guess a wooden plunger sticking out my ass and just think, he went for the fame. Anyway. God damn it.
I know. The longest 2 minutes, right?
Real comedians don't read from phones. Got it. So I want to quickly, we've talked about addiction here tonight. I want to throw in my own 2 cents. I grew up, I would say, addicted to caffeine and video games, and then later pot and perhaps some other things that I won't go into. But there was also addiction in my family that I had to deal with simultaneously. My mom and dad are both alcoholics, and this would often lead to some interesting conversations. Like, my mom would come in, it's like 9 o'clock. I've actually already done my homework, but she sees me playing a video game. She says, "Hijito, you need to stop. These video games are bad for your health." And my response to her is, "You're right, Mom. They are bad for me. Hey, remember that time I had to call the ambulance at 1 in the morning because you couldn't take 2 steps without falling on your face?" Kind of a dark topic. You know you're in the ghetto when you are, well, number one, you know you're in the ghetto if the pavement gives way to just dirt. And you see a fucking baby stroller strapped to a chain link fence. Like, not even on the ground tied to it, but like in midair strapped to this chain link fence. It's a fucking baby stroller. And there's not really a joke there, that's just something I saw last Tuesday. Because I do a lot of delivery, and sometimes these, you know, these groceries take me to the weirdest fucking places. I live out in San Bernardino County, and I live in the nice part, which is called Rancho Cucamonga, but, you know, anything that takes you out east, you're going to run into some homeless lady with her shirt off, you know, and hope you don't get a tit to the face. That's a terrible example, but there is a homeless crisis here in LA, and this is actually a true story. I said homeless lady with her tits out because I was walking up, near the Beverly Center one night, which used to be a nice place. Like, all those shops, you go there to spend money. You don't go there, you know, to see someone pissing out a tent. So I was walking home. It was getting kind of late. It was like 6. I was passing an intersection, and this lady, African-American woman in her 50s, I'm assuming, quite rotund, let's say, just doing the dance. No shirt. Just, you know, like some, I guess there's some conga playing somewhere that she can hear. And I have to pass within 1 foot of her to get to the intersection, and I swear to God, her tit just comes flying right at me. I dodged it. But the fact that it's a true story should tell you how bad things are getting here. How am I on time?
You're out.
I'm out?
A 5.
5, okay, I'm done.
That's okay, some titty slapper material. Alright, so, Joe James, who came in here tonight with you?
My godbrother.
It's your godbrother, right?
Well, my parents' godson.
That's your parents, so it's your godbrother. So you gotta come up here and introduce yourself, brother, that's all. Yeah, you mind? Everybody here gets up.
The godbrother.
The godbrother.
The godbrother.
All right, Akil, we got a new name, the godbrother. Every time I try to get that, bring me back in.
Hey everyone, my name is Michael Williams. I'm from Virginia Beach, Virginia originally. I've been living out in Los Angeles for the last 27 years, and the reason why I'm here is because of Joe. Yeah, and so it was. It's been great living out here, and so Joe and I have been friends for a long time. As a matter of fact, I met Joe on a soap opera. We did a soap opera together, and so that's where I met Joe. So.
Which
Yes.
one?
It's
One Life
called
to Live?
it's called Another Life. It was way back in the 80s, right, Joe? Yeah, Another Life, and so that's how we met, and we've been friends ever since. So, you guys were great. Thank you so much for.
What do you think about the
entertaining me.
reality portion of this thing, huh? It's a
amazing.
crazy little thing, huh?
It takes a lot of gut to get up here in front of people like this and just give it your all and just be vulnerable. And I think y'all are really doing a great job because it's like I don't think I can do that.
But you did it. You just did. So you got up there. So Tracy, before we get into our meeting, you going up?
Sure.
Okay, are you going? Did you pay? You didn't? Okay, well, make sure you pay. That's all. Give me some love.
How you doing?
Bro, we need some love. Go on. Because every time I say hi, every time everybody leaves, I'm like, I'm broke.
Well, I'm Tracy Harris. I have not been doing comedy for a long time, so I'm like uber rusty. So when I come up here and I can do these jokes, y'all better laugh for no reason. Just do it for me. All right. First joke. Is this even on? First joke. Army recruiters. I don't know if you guys ever like came in contact with them, but they're basically pedophiles. I don't know if you guys ever. Pedophiles usually just do the regular, what they do, but like, fucking, those army recruiters, they rape you of your dreams. I don't know if you've ever been raped of your dreams, but I'll tell you about it. So I was in like 9th grade, and I had a dream that I wanted to be like I wanted to do art. I love art because I used to do character design and conceptual art. And one day, this dude, he kind of just looked at me. It was almost like not knowing that you're being hunted by like a Terminator. It's like they kind of approach you like, it's menacing. Like, nigga, what's up? Hey, I didn't even see you. Hey, how you doing? I'm Tracy. He didn't come at me like that. But I mean, he didn't say Tracy, but he was like, hey, how you doing? I'm like, hey, I'm Tracy. He's like, yeah, man, you ever think about going to the Army? And I'm like, nah, fuck that. And he's like, nah, you should consider it. Like, what you do? I'm like, well, I draw and I want to do conceptual art. And he sat down and he looked at me in my eye. And he was nice about it. The way he raised me, he was like, hey, man, I'm going to be real with you. That ain't going to work out. And I'm like, fuck you. And then I was raped. So, hey, look at me now. Looking for another dream. Isn't that sad? All right. Bag of boom. I don't know if you guys can see it through the layers that I have on, but my dad, he did crack. And my mom did crack as well, so that makes me a crack baby. And it's cool. I'm a crack baby. Look at I'm beautiful, nigga. I'm tall. They gave me some something, nigga. Something in that crack. Super soldier serum or something, nigga. I'm agile. I jump out the window. I'll be out. But yeah, I mean, but it's also like a downside of being like a crack baby. Like I got like I can't gain weight. Like I got like I hate this frame that I got that it's called a pedophile's frame. And I love children, bro. I love them. I love children, but not like that. Like whenever I see they like toddlers, like they be doing stuff in the park. I'm like, look at him, hey, let's get it, yeah. And then sometimes I like be standing like, oh shoot, look, I'm laughing and stuff like, ha. And then the parents be looking at me like, I don't like this nigga. Hey, come here, Andy. How you doing, bud? I'm like, oh no, your kid. He was funny. He was doing whip there. Okay, you can go now. I'm like, ah, shit, lady. I'm not here to try and lure your kid into a windowless van. No, he was funny. Yeah, I'm rusty as fuck. I hate work. Work has been killing me. I work as a leasing agent. So I try and get people to do shit. So fuck it. Anyway, that's not a joke. That's just my life. All right. Whatever. All right. Okay, I'll try this one out. So like, who's all married here? Like, it's a lot of older folks in here. Y'all have tried it, right? Right? I don't think like people get the concept of marriage. Like, cause like, with like, when like a person, when your partner kills somebody, they automatically leave. Like, I thought that when you guys were like married, it was like for better or for worse. Come on. Bitch, I know I killed this nigga, but like, you still gotta love me. Why you lied to me, bitch? Why the fuck? I married a liar then. But baby, you killed those children, bitch. You my baby. Like, whatever. But that's my time. Thank you. You can find me on Instagram at Young and the Restless. It's young _ the letter N _ the _ restless. All right.
Did you miss me? I haven't seen you since London, my God. Well, if you guys that are watching think that you can do this, you can do it. If people tell you you're funny, you probably are, but you won't know until you take it from the page to the stage. And I wouldn't be able to do this evening without Akil Anderson. Akil, thank you so much. We're going to wrap it up. And you guys have to pay me. You got to pay me and you got to pay me, right? You pay me? Okay. Oh, so do I have your receipt? Oh, okay, good.